Hey, I'm Matt Abley, co-founder of Eau Claire AI, and I want to talk about why most people think AI is useless. You've probably tried ChatGPT or some other AI tool. You asked it to write something, solve a problem, help you with a task, and you got back garbage. Generic, useless, nothing like what you actually needed. So you blamed AI. This thing doesn't work. It's overhyped. I don't get it. But here's what's actually happening. AI is giving you exactly what you asked for. You just don't realize what you're actually asking. And once you understand what's really going on, everything changes. Let's start with what you're not doing when you use AI. You're not having a conversation with someone who knows you. You're not working with an expert in your field. You're not talking to someone that understands context from your previous interactions. Here's what you are doing. You're instructing a prediction engine. That's it. ChatGPT, Claude, all these tools, they're trained on billions of examples of text from the internet. And when you give them a prompt, they're not thinking about what you need. They're calculating the most statistically probable response based on patterns they've seen. Think about what happens when you write an email. That could mean a million different things. A formal business proposal, a casual check-in with a friend, an apology, a sales pitch, a resignation letter. AI doesn't know, so it picks the most average, most common version of an email it's ever seen, because that's what's most probable. That's why you get generic garbage. You asked a probability question and got a probability answer. The good news? Once you understand this, you can completely change your results, because you're in control of what AI predicts. Every great prompt does three things, and I mean every single one. Whether it's for writing, analysis, brainstorming, problem solving, doesn't matter. These three principles apply universally. Master these and you'll understand why some people get incredible results while others give up in frustration. 1. Reduce ambiguity. 2. Establish role and context. 3. Specify output format. Let's break down each one. First pillar, reduce ambiguity. Look at this bad prompt. Write about marketing. This is what most people do. It's vague, it's open-ended, and AI has to guess at about 50 different variables. Marketing for who? B2B or B2C? What industry? What's the goal? Education? Persuasion? Entertainment? What length? What depth? So AI does what it's trained to do. It generates the most probable version of writing about marketing, which is generic fluff that could apply to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Now look at the good version. Write a 3-paragraph explanation of why email marketing still works for local service businesses in 2025, focusing on ROI compared to social media ads. See the difference? One clear path, no guessing. AI knows exactly what to generate because you eliminated all the ambiguity. Here's the principle. The more ways AI can interpret your request, the worse your results will be. Every bit of ambiguity multiplies the probability space. Constraint eliminates guessing. This doesn't mean your prompts need to be long. It means they need to be specific. Write 3 bullet points on X for Y audience is short and specific. Write something about X is short and useless. Second pillar, establish role and context. AI doesn't know who you are. It doesn't know what you're trying to accomplish. It doesn't know your audience or your constraints. So it defaults to the most generic possible version of whatever you're asking for. Look at this bad example. Help me with my presentation. What kind of presentation? Who's in the audience? What do they care about? What's at stake? AI has none of this information, so it fills in the blanks with the most probable assumptions, which means generic advice that could apply to literally any presentation ever given. Now look at the good version. I'm pitching my roofing company to commercial property managers at a chamber event. I have 5 minutes to explain why we're different. Help me structure 3 key points that address their main concern. Project delays. AI now knows who you are, who you're talking to, what they care about, what your constraints are, and what success looks like. Every single detail narrows the probability space. Context turns AI from generic assistant into a specialist. When you give it your role, your audience, and your goal, it's no longer guessing. It's generating content tailored to your specific situation. This is why two people can ask AI to help with marketing, and one person thinks it's useless while the other gets incredible value. The difference is context. Third pillar, specify output format. Here's what happens without format specification. Analyze my business idea. You'll get 5 paragraphs of general observations, vague concerns, and non-specific encouragement. It'll feel like something, but when you're done reading it, you won't know what to actually do. Now look at the version with format. Analyze this business idea and give me 1, 3 strongest market opportunities, 2, 3 biggest risks, 3, first 3 actions I should take. Format as numbered lists, be specific and actionable. Same request at the core, but now you've defined what success looks like. You've told AI exactly what structure you need. Here's the principle. AI will always take the path of least resistance. If you don't tell it what you want, you'll get what's easiest to generate, which is usually a wall of text organized by whatever pattern is most common in its training data. But when you define the format, you control the output. Bullet points, numbered lists, tables, step-by-step instructions, before and after comparisons. Whatever structure makes the information most useful to you. This isn't about making AI work harder, it's about making it work differently, and the format you specify should match how you actually need to use the information. Now here's the mental model shift that changes everything. Most people think AI should figure out what I need. This is the mindset that leads to disappointment and frustration every single time. Because AI doesn't figure things out. It predicts based on probability. The mindset that works, I'm programming a tool with language. Every word in your prompt is an instruction. Every detail narrows the outcome. You're in control. Think about it this way. You wouldn't tell an employee, do something with spreadsheets and expect great work. You'd give them the specific task, why it matters, what success looks like, and any constraints or preferences you have. AI is exactly the same. It's wildly capable, but only within boundaries you set. The difference between people who think AI is useless and people who get incredible value, the second group understands they're in control of the instructions. You're not asking AI to read your mind, you're telling it what to do. And the clearer your instructions, the better it performs. Let me show you this in action with something real. I need to write a follow-up email after meeting a potential client. Most people would type, write a follow-up email. Look at what that forces AI to guess. Who's the client? What did you discuss? What's the goal of this email? How formal should it be? What's the next step? You'll get something generic and useless because AI had to make assumptions about all of those variables. Now look at what actually works. Write a follow-up email to John Smith, owner of Smith HVAC. We met yesterday to discuss their lead response time problem. They're losing 5 to 7 jobs monthly because responses take 2+ hours. I proposed an AI system to cut the response time to 15 minutes. Email should thank him for his time, briefly recap the problem and solution, state the expected ROI, 15 to 20,000 captured revenue monthly, and confirm I'll send the proposal by Friday. Tone, professional but conversational, like talking to a peer, not a client. Keep it under 150 words. That's not more work. That's 30 seconds of clarity that saves me 10 minutes of editing generic output. And more importantly, it gives me something I can actually send instead of something I have to completely rewrite. All 3 pillars in action. No ambiguity, full context about the situation, and clear output specifications. Here's what separates occasional users from people who use AI constantly. The people who master this save 10 plus hours every week. They use AI for emails, proposals, analysis, brainstorming, problem solving, research, constantly, because they understand how it actually works. And it comes down to three core principles. AI doesn't think, it predicts. Predictions get better with constraints. You control the constraints. You already have access to the tool. Now you know how it actually works. If you want to go deeper, if you want to see what AI can do when someone who really understands it applies it to your business, that's what we do at Eau Claire AI. We help businesses unlock what's possible because most people never learn what you just learned. Your path to AI made clear. Check out eauclaireai.com, and I'll see you in the next one.